Hi, this is Simone, and I would like to share my planner flip for December. The fun or interesting thing about this is that I am now completely planning in the Filofax A5 original and this pocket traveler's notebook. This was actually a gift from someone on Instagram. I asked there if someone would borrow or lend me a Chic Sparrow with a pen loop, and she said, yeah, sure, you can use this one and try it out. In fact, you can actually keep it if you want to, and I really love it. It's I don't really know the leather. It has these pockets right here. There is one big one in the back, and then two of these credit card size pockets right here. It has two elastics. Really? Only two? No, it has more. 4 elastics. I am using 2 right now. And then it has a secretarial back pocket where I made this just folded thing from scrapbooking cardstock, and I used tape, and now I can slide this here in the back and move it all the way back here, and then this sits centered. I could just put this back part of this bigger than pocket notebook size weekly supplement from Hobonichi. However, then it would sit more up here, and by using a smaller cardstock, I can move this further down. So this sits more centered. I have one insert in here. This is from Muji. It was an A6, great notebook, and I just cut it down. This is how this all started. Started in October to move out of my Hobonichi Cousin that I have been using as a planner and a journal. And for some reason, I wasn't really using the daily pages for planning as much as I needed them, because I was afraid I would cover up too much or use up too much space, and then it wouldn't leave enough space for journaling. And so when I realized that that's what was holding me back, I just started to write my to-dos in this notebook, and it has been going really well since October. It is December now. The only thing that I had in December were these. I was going to use them up, but let me just show you what it looked like in December. I added this free printable from Sterling Ink. I really love her freebies. You can get them through her Facebook page. So I printed this out, stuck it in, and then I also used her free sticky note printable. I usually just make a weekly to-do list, and then I have ideas for photos that I post on Instagram, which is here. And by using sticky notes for this, as well as for my weekly tracker, where is it? There is one right here. I can just move these sticky notes along with me throughout the week and put them right next to where I am planning. And then I just write a list of things to do. What goes in here? I put tasks, notes, events, ideas, things that I need to write down somewhere. Here is a notes or things that I wanted to link for a YouTube video. I started using stickers because I have been using these just pen and this date stamp for a long time, and I was just going to see how I would feel if and when I was going to use stickers. There's no expectations for this to be pretty, for this to look great, for this to have stickers or no stickers. It is going to be what it is. And every time I'm doing a weekly review and the day is processed, I'm just marking one of those stars in front of the day. And sometimes when I actually didn't do anything, I will just stamp the next day right next to it so that I can use the same list over again. And then when the week is over, I'm trying to do a weekly review, which will be in this. And then I'm going to make another to-do list for the new week and have a tracker. Most of the time there's some Instagram list, not all the time, as you can see, but most of the time. And that's how this works. I was waiting on several mail from Black Friday and also Christmas mail. So in order to keep track of that, I started on the sticky note, and when I realized it wasn't enough, I just glued it in and made this a static place for all the things that I was expecting. And I'm actually still waiting for this one. However, I think this is a lost case. So, and then I'm just using here, next open page, week 51, and then it continues. When the stuff is done, there is a star, and that's how it goes all through the weeks until here. I found this in my stash and I decided, wow, I'm just gonna stick it in here. 280 days in quarantine on December 21st. Starting to count from March 16th. Then again, this sticky note, I just glued it in when it was done. And yeah, sometimes I have really long days or notes for days, and sometimes I don't. And then I did this. This is a free printable from Job's journal. And I used those to document my advent calendar that I swapped with my friend Mar. But that stopped on the 27th, and in order not to waste those dates, I stuck them in here. And to be completely honest, it doesn't work for me. So I'm more comfortable and more at home with just this. I might try and see how it works if I use just a day sticker, because I have collected so many of those and I just would like to use up what I have in my stash. So I'm definitely going to experiment with them, but it is very interesting to me to know that this is how I feel more organized and getting more things done. It's just really weird. It's just a printed out day, but it just didn't. So I just used up the last stickers here, or not stickers, I printed them on paper and glued them in by hand on each 1 day per page. But when I move on into the next one, because this is done, wow, I will be using this field notes insert, and I will just continue and going back to using this ongoing as an ongoing list. So I'm going to, if the day consists of this much, the next day goes right below. I haven't really started setting this one up. I don't expect to do a lot. I'm going to add a monthly overview in here, and then the first full week of January, which starts on January 4th, will be the first week that I'm in here. And then I'm just going to use this all the way through until it's finished. And then additionally, I am using this weekly supplement just to visualize how busy I am, my work schedule, to plan out when I'm going to do workouts, when I'm going to go on walks, when I'm going to go grocery shopping, and whenever we will be going back to gym. My kids will be out of the house for any kind of team practices and stuff like that. This will be good to visualize how where I and when I have to be where in the afternoons. So I haven't started really using this yet because we are here. So this is the very first week. I'm off work yet, so there's nothing really that is happening in here. I made this charm from an ornament thingy that I got at Michael's. I really like how this works, but I definitely will be moving into a different cover for January just because I want to and because I can. And I now am in the possession of 3 pocket notebooks from Chic Sparrow, 2 with pen loops, 1 without. And I think and expect to just switch and swap, probably monthly, maybe bi-monthly, just to keep it fresh and exciting. All right, so that is my everyday carry, the thing that I use for my daily to-do list. And then the Filofax is it is a planner. It started out as a reference notebook, but so I have monthlies, my YouTube plans, collections, cleaning list, my projects, and maintenance. That's what I called it. It is stuff that I need to reference for the house, the car, the cats, things at home, school, phone numbers, stuff like that. I still haven't decorated more than what you can see here. I have added these clear dividers. They came in my advent calendar, and so I decided to just put them right on top of the dividers that came with the planner, because then they won't be see-through all the way through to the page that is behind. And this one is a Cocoa Daisy paper. I expect to be changing this one out soonish, but I really like how the colors work. There is a yearly overview of 2021 right in the front. Most of the printables that I use are from Plan to Create, and I haven't really thought about what is going to happen. I'm still in kind of like this waiting mode to see when things are going to be back to slightly normal with the whole Corona stuff, when all those vaccines, people are vaccinated and we can do stuff, because that is what this, like vacations, going away and all that stuff would be in here, but there's nothing right now. Then this is my monthly section. This is how December turned out to be. I'm just paper clipping the current month to the divider so that when I open it, I'm right here where I want to be. I put here my work schedule, appointments. It also contains my meal plan that is in pencil, and then blue is appointments that concern just me, and then birthdays and all that. Then I have the next actions. This is a list that comes from my goals, my cleaning list, birthdays, all the lists that I have, my projects, everything that my YouTube planner that I'm working on, everything that I want to do for various reasons go on here all the way down. It's usually a pretty long list because it's not very detailed, but it is. Some people don't write these things down. I do, because it helps me getting things done. And then this is ideas, notes, things that I need to process from ideas that I had in here. I just dump them over here, and then at the end of the month I will take a day, a weekend morning mostly, and go through all of this to find what I'm going to do with those ideas. Is it something that was just a spur in the moment and it's not really sustainable, it's nothing I really want to do? Then I will just discard it, and if it's something that I would like to do, or if it goes someplace else, I will move it to the specific list that it goes on. I have started to add a monthly tracker to find when I'm on my no spend months, to see if I actually stick to it. In December I wasn't as disciplined as I would have liked to be. I spent on 2 different occasions, but that's how it is. And then I look at this when I do my weekly planning, taking off to-dos from here, putting ideas on here, and then when the month is over, so today I will clip. I don't even know if I'm going to remove this because I don't have another planner. For now I'm going to leave this in because it's not chunky yet, and it doesn't need to be taken out because it doesn't overflow yet. And this is how the new month looks. There's no real appointments on yet because I haven't transferred them over. And then I have my January next actions list, which I haven't made yet. This is where my money goes, this is where my ideas go, and this is the tracker for my no spend. And then I have my YouTube, which I didn't do in December. I have my index, which is still the same. And then I have my cleaning list, which has not changed yet, because again, it starts in January. However, I have added this yearly overview here because there is monthly things that I did, or bi-monthly, like those 3-month quarterly things that already needed to be transferred over here. This is where I mark when I did things or when I need to do them again when they're monthly. So on the 19th of January I need to decalcify our water heater, and when this is done, if I manage to do them on the 19th, it will move to the 19th of February, or whenever I get this done I will put the date for the next cleaning over here. Then here is my projects. I have this is one that I have been working on, and then I have my UFO list, and this is the projects that I would like to or think about for each month. In January I already know I want to do my another daily drawing challenge, and so I'm trying to choose 3 projects per month, trying to get back to doing that I'm working on every month, and then just to mix things up. Now that I'm not going to be daily journaling in this Hobonichi Cousin anymore, I think I will have time. So that is what is in this Filofax. And then you might ask, so what is she doing in the Cousin? This has turned into a full-on journal. I had used this overview for my cleaning list, the one that I just showed you. This is what it is going to replace. This was an index, and then I had used the monthlies the way I am using them in here now. This last month of December I kept track of my days, just a quick overview of what I did in order to be able to journal in my Hobonichi Weeks. Not sure if I'm going to keep this up or not because of the nature of this notebook. Usually what I'm doing every day is already on here, so I'm not sure if I'm doubling up on the information here. I haven't actually been able to keep up with this, or didn't really care keeping up with this because it was so thorough in here. So I guess I will find out when I'm processing or journaling about this week if the information that is in here is the same information that I would like to put into my Hobonichi Weeks. I will let you know at the end of January if I'm using this spread in my new cousin or if I'm not. And then let's move to the weeklies, which I haven't used. I have been using these for a long time as a memory keeper, and in December, this first week, which I didn't know at that time that this was going to be the last one, this was the last full week that I did one of those spreads, and then I set this up and just didn't care to do this because I had been using the weeks again in November as a gratitude log, and then I decided to move back to a weekly memory documenting style similar to this, and I just wasn't feeling this anymore, and so I decided to just let it go. Here are all of my December spreads. At the end of November, I started to not stick to the dates of the pages anymore, so I don't even remember if this was already December or not. This is the first Advent spread, and that was on the 30th of November. So I guess even though the December month already starts here, I started earlier. This is just what the first day had to share, and then I have my YouTube schedule for December on here, and for January, as you saw, I moved into the Filofax. I loved this magazine clipping. This is from a flow from several years ago, and I used this paper as a basis for a winter ink palette, and then I kept on documenting here. Here is one of my Advent videos where I journaled, and then I put down the inks that were in the winter ink palette, which ink was in which pen, more documenting of the calendar, documenting Happy Mail, documenting even more Happy Mail, more Advent calendar. Then this is day 11 of the Advent calendar, planner Advent. This is what I wanted to do in my different notebooks to make them usable and set up for 2021. Put down weekend goals. I started working with my cutting machine, and I just wrote down the measurements of the envelopes that I made and what paper size I needed the paper scraps to be. Another day, day 16 of the planner Advent, another weekly review, more documenting. Then I placed my very first London Gifties order since she changed to this shop. She had a different shop in the very beginning, and I had already placed an order then, but since she became this shop, this is my very first order. I teamed up with Mar to share save on shipping, and these are all the things that I purchased. So I just documented it here. I placed a little red house. She's a local artist and she has cat washi, so I really needed to get some from her. More documenting the Advent calendar. There's even more right here. Then I put another weekly review, some pen testing right here, thoughts on my budget, and then I have more documenting. This is what my Christmas looked like in gifts. She gave me a handmade pencil pouch. Isn't that cool? And I tried to use watercolor to picture it right here. I was really, really happy about that, and I'm actually using it now. I just didn't bring it here, unfortunately. So this is Christmas, then there's more Happy Mail documentation, the last weekly review in this planner. I'm going to have a video for this, but this was greatly inspired by the Coffee Monsters. I saw this on Instagram and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do this in my Hobonichi, so I did. Here's my monthly review for December that I still need to go back and cross things off. And then goodbye 2020. This is a free printable from Brandy Kincaid. And then we're at, so this was the last dated page. These are the pages that are undated. There's more, there was pen testing in the beginning, then here are some empty pages, and then I started to add images and things from and cards and happy mail that I received, and some of them are really new, like the ones you just saw now. This one is from my store manager. This one is a really old one from 2014. However, I found it just now and I decided that I want to not, I found it again. I received it and I read it, but this way it is in this book. I'm not going to trash this journal, and so I'm not going to be, it will not be lost anywhere because it's in here. Same with this. My friends sent this to me several years ago as well. And I didn't want to trash it, and so I decided I'm going to use this right in here. And then this one was a Christmas card from 3 years ago or even 4 years ago, and I decided I'm sticking it in here. My dad wrote it for me, and so it doesn't get lost. So that is all well, actually no. This is the last thing that I'm just quickly going to share with you. I started using the Hobonichi Weeks in November for gratitude journaling. I just wrote down one thing that I was grateful for, and I actually put one thing twice. So this cup that I purchased, it's a big red round cup, and I just love it so much. So I obviously had to, unbeknownst to me, I had to be grateful for this twice. And then in December, I decided to go back and write down what I did every day. And so this is what it looks like. This one is another YouTube video on my channel right now. This one was the last video for the planner advent. And then I haven't actually even worked with this, but I think I know now why I have such a hard time going back, or actually I have a hard time when I don't really care for a spread, or the spread challenged me very much and I was pushed out of my comfort zone. I have a really hard time starting again. So I already decorated this spread, but I still need to fill in, and then I still need to finish this. I want to go to the 31st and then be done with this weeks. So that was everything that I used and worked with in December. It felt quite overwhelming because I was finishing things up and trying to set up for the new year. So that was kind of like a lot. I know that it's going to get better in January because I'm not doubling up on things anymore. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to sharing the first impression on how the journaling and planning is going to go down and if my plans actually work. So I will see you soon. I hope your new year started off well. I'm really excited because, yeah, 2021 has a lot of hope, that is for sure, or it carries a lot of hope. Let's see when we can see other people again. I hope to see you soon. Take some time for yourself and be creative. Until next time, bye.